Hello. Hi, Pisces. Welcome and welcome back. See your Soul 3 Revolution with me, Lise. Happy Pisces season, Pisces. Happy birthday season. Let's get into it. It's going to be a general message for the sun and star sign of Pisces. Sun, moon, rising, Venus, north node, Jupiter, Mars, Mercury, wherever you may have Pisces prominent in your chart. All right. Let's get to it, my precious Pisces. That's why I call my Pisces precious Pisces. I am not a Pisces. I'm a Scorpio sun, but I have a Pisces moon. So I have some extra special love for my Pisceans. You are the house of spirituality, the 12th house, the house of spirituality. It is also the house of imagination. It's also the psychic. You're a psychic too. Most Pisces are psychic. You and Scorpio are the two most psychic signs in the zodiac. Very dreamy as well, because you get that imagination. A lot of you are dreamers. Like, you make shit happen. You make shit, like, it comes true for you because you make your dreams come true. Very high intelligence and emotional intelligence. It's like you take the emotional intelligence and it gets thrown into the IQ, and it's like you're able to work out both types of intelligence through your brain, if that makes sense. What I'm saying is you're like an extra genius, Pisces. That's what I'm saying. And you're very precious too. You're precious Pisces. Very like sweet and loving and caring and kind. You know, you're a water sign. All right, let's get into it, Pisces. Let's see what we got going on. It's going to be a free range, like a free fall read. We're just going to see what comes out. I don't have anything in specific yet, but once the cards start to come out, I'm sure we'll get it. Now, Pisces, I can tell by the way that I'm shuffling. So things just aren't working for you. It's like you couldn't get something to work. It's like, oh, even though you knew how to do something, it wasn't working. Something like that. Show me for Pisces spirit. What do we have? You're Seven of Wands. You're defending something. You're picking out what defense you need for something. I'm hearing business. So this part has to do with business. You're defending something that you're doing in business, and you're trying to figure out which one of these things do I need to do for business to make this work? It's like that, right? Because you're figuring out what you need to do, what your spirit needs to use, not only for a defense, for a boundary, but also to make something. I have 7 of these things. I need to use one of these things for something. And you're picking out which one's going to be best for what I'm doing, because it's something that you love. Business, finance, career, but it's something that you love. Keep going. Let's keep that out. It's going to bring you financial abundance, period, point blank. Whatever this is in business, finance, career, you're on the right track, right? You may think because it's something that you're starting in like infant stages, or it's something new that you're jumping into, but it's like in infant stages. It's okay. Pick what you need to pick. You have all the tools that you need, right? You have everything. So it's like building, we'll say, okay, let's use this as an example to just bring it all so I can tie it together. You're building a house, let's say. These are all the tools that you need to build the house. But in one area, you need to use this one for a specific area to make the, right? Because you need this tool for this certain thing, right? Now, maybe you're new at building a house, or you're new at building this house, but you've done other things before, so you know what to do. It's just new in this way. That's what this is. It's something that you absolutely love, though, in business, finance, career, period. It brings you so much satisfaction and good luck and finance, the goose. But it's also bringing you financial abundance with the Queen of Pentacles. This is a queen that is very fair, very just, very reasonable, rational, and very like grounded and balanced. And just it's bringing you financial abundance on earth, period. Doves may be of significance to you, or white birds. Doesn't have to be. Chestnuts may be of significance to you. Doesn't have to be. That's what I have for you, Pisces, for business, finance, career. What are we doing next, Spirit? Spirit said we're going to go to self, and we're going to use the Wisdom Oracle. Right. I'm also hearing now the thing that you tried that wasn't working, but it was it's not that it wasn't working. You had to figure out what tool that you needed. You had to use the right tool to fit. Like it's like in the beginning when I was doing that shuffling thing, it's like you know how to do it, but it wasn't working. I know how to shuffle, but it wasn't working. It was like because I had to hold my deck closer together, right? That's why. But for you, it may have been because you were looking for a tool. Well, if you need a Phillips screwdriver, you're not going to use a flathead, right? It's just not going to work. Even though you know what you're doing, it's not going to work if you don't have the right tool. It's like that. All right, let's go for self, Spirit. What do we have to say to my precious Pisces for self? Shadow self. Okay, what do you mean? You've taken a deep dive into, wow. You've taken a deep dive into yourself to take a look at your shadow self. Pisces are not afraid of growth. You are not afraid of looking at yourself. You can dive deep and understand because you have such great intuition, and you also have such a sense of self that you can, communicate with yourself. You understand things from such a higher perspective. Most people, a lot of people may not understand you because they don't understand themselves. So maybe you were around a lot of people also that were not evolved. And even though you may have had some unhealed pain, you were and still are more evolved than they were because they didn't want to change. You were around the wrong people for a while, Pisces. I'm getting that strongly. But you took a look at yourself. You had to look at your shadow self. It had something to do with a union. Now, this could mean a romantic relationship, a partnership, right? But it also could mean a union between platonic friends, a union between family. It's some kind of bond, some kind of, there was something that was broken, and it threw you into looking at yourself and your shadow self, right? And you then created a union within yourself, shadow self, and the union. You had to release something and then grab your own innocence. You had to release what no longer served to get back to the innocence that you had. Something like that. You made the intention within yourself and coming out with the grace. You moved with grace and the strength to change. And some of you had you had to pull yourself back into like your own sanctuary, let's say, but you also had a guardian angel that was looking out for you. So some of you might have been getting messages and you didn't understand, like maybe you stayed home or maybe you went to a favorite place or something, but you were getting messages from like you were receiving information, sanctuary and guardian angel, you were receiving information divinely, you were being led by God, angels, ancestors, guides, right? Guardian angel, you were hearing things, seeing things, feeling things, knowing things, something like that. It made it so that, whoa, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Clarify that. Okay. Because Page of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups. So because the celebration. And then the bottom of the deck, look, we have the Nine of Pentacles, which would be celebration. It's like celebrating yourself. So the overall is yourself. You had to celebrate yourself, your own, the rewarded efforts of self, the achievement, your independence, success, the leisure, security, material security, self-sufficiency. It is having what you need for self because you did it for self on earth on a financial, but also tangibly as well, right? But in order to get there, you had to first, you're celebrating yourself, but you had to go through it. And you started to do that, but your own ambition, you were very diligent, you were goal-oriented, you were planning, you were consistent, you were a very good student, like a star student, studious, I'd say like grounded, loyal, faithful, dependable, ready to go, starting something new on a tangible. But you also, had the more Piscean energy, water energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, with the Knight of Cups. You were idealistic, right? Charming. You were very artistic, graceful, tactful, diplomatic, a mediator, negotiator, very good with your words, clever, seeing things. You were moving with some kind of way that I just explained on the physical, but using what I just explained too, right? And then that turned into hope. And then it's like you blossomed up because you were healing. The protection was there. And you protected yourself because the perception changed. And you understood anybody that may have been a kindred spirit or someone that you thought might have been, they wouldn't act that way. They would be centering themselves. You had to also center yourself to understand that you were in a bad situation at some point before this change happened. You had to centering. You had to look at things where you were not confused, where you were not in illusions or other people's fantasy or mind games. You had to follow your own intuition. And you did. And because of that, what, Spirit? You're going to get what you want, but you're going to have to keep leaving some of those peoples behind. Your real kindred spirits are coming out, like you're meeting them. What's the most likely outcome for Pisces? You, Nine of Wands in reverse, awesome, with the star. Now, the Nine of Wands in reverse, so upright, it's like the wounded warrior, right? It is, I'm down but not out. It is, I don't want to keep fighting, but people keep wanting to fight me. Because in the traditional Rider-Waite, it's actually a guy with a bandage, and he's like, oh, and he's got 9 wands. And what it shows is that somebody came up to fight him with 1 wand. He didn't want to do it, but he had no choice because somebody was fighting him. They were like, you either are going to take the beating or you're going to fight back. So he beat the person, took the wand. Someone else approached him. It happened 9 times, but that's in the traditional, right? And that is upright. Or that's my story anyway. You can, right? But I'm a storyteller. But with the 9 of Wands in reverse, you are all done with fighting others because they want to fight. I don't care if you want to fight. You have healed. With the star, Aquarius energy, it's showing. I'm not doing that anymore. I don't feel the need to have to fight. It may not have been a physical fight, guys. It could have been verbal, but you don't feel like you have to defend yourself. I'm healed. It's facts over feelings. I do not need to appease your ego, insecurities, or your mind because you want to argue. I don't need to do that. I've healed from the bullshit and I'm letting it go. Period. And that's the truth. It's facts over feelings. Don't come to me with any bullshit because I far outweigh where you're at. And what I used to hold in my heart, like a soft spot for you, says Pisces. Who's here? Sarah's here. Tim, too. My back got itchy, so I asked why. But I am no longer feeling the need to have to argue with you to appease you. No, I've healed from everything that you did to me or what when I was not understanding, and I don't want to fight. I'm too mature. I've outgrown you. So no, I'm not ready to fight or argue. I've already healed, and now I'm popping out in my awesome energy. It's facts over feelings. It is logic. It is, I am holding someone accountable calmly. If they want to come up to me, cool. But just know it's facts over feelings. So I'm going to, if you don't want to embarrass yourself, step the fuck off, is what Pisces is saying. Good, good, and good. And that's what I have for you, Pisces. Let's see what your spirit, what's final thoughts for Pisces? Boundaries. And using the 7 of Wands came out again. Look, and then the Death card at the bottom. So it's like endings and beginnings, which we already saw in the whole read. I'm also hearing Teresa and Tammy when I itched my nose. The most likely outcome and the advice is you picking the tool out of your arsenal of tools that you need, because you're putting an end to everything. Your boundaries are up, and you're also using all the tools, the psychological tools, the emotional tools, the physical tools, all the different tools that you need to get through life, because something ended and you're all done. And this is new. You've been reborn. You rebirthed yourself. And now you're picking the tool that you need for the job that you need in any way, shape, form, or fashion. However this works for you. That's beautiful, Pisces. And that's what I have for you, Pisces. I hope that you like the way that I read. Hit that like button, comment, share, subscribe, and let me know if this reading resonates. All right? Bye, guys.